Hello, my name is Frances Fox, and I am a government trained remote viewer, also specializing in interspecies communication. All my psychic skills have been developed, and I use them in my business consulting, and I also use them in what I consider my social work, which is bringing new information about the other dimensions to the table here on the physical dimension to make your life easier. So, what am I doing today? I'm going to be doing the horoscopes, but via my remote viewing. I am not an astrologer. If you put a gun to my head and said, do an astrological chart, I'd say pull the trigger. I cannot do it. But I do a lot of medical readings. I do some political stuff that has had to do with my own personal life. And of course, I use it in my business consulting. And it's actually best not to really know anything about something that you're going to use remote viewing or psychic skills on, because actual information interferes with your ability to know what is that extra information you're bringing to the table that maybe nobody else could see. But let's go ahead. What do we need to know this week? A week ago, on Saturday, there was an attack on planet Earth from off planet. How many people are listening to me? Not very many. How are the ETs from off planet attacking us? They're not bombing us, because that would be real low IQ. That's not modern warfare. Modern warfare is frequencies. So we are being attacked by psychotronic, some type of psychotronic weapon that heats up the planet. And what it's heating up is our Higgs field, which is basically our environment. And if it heats it up enough, it falls apart, and then we're just full of portals. Instead of having the protection God gave us, it's just endless portals, portals that only evil spirits and entities and energy enters. So cooling it down is important, and so let me show you what it is that we accomplished this week that I'm very proud of. On the 10th, when I sketched the United States, the frequencies, the issues, the portals, what I found was that those horizontal lines, which are the Schumann resonance, heated up. They were not that way 3 days before, or a week before, or 10 days before. Canada had their Schumann resonance frequency red, which means heated up, which is not good. The United States didn't. But what happened around the 10th? Everything started to really heat up, having to do with the Epstein declarations. So that day at 2:56, I sketched the map on the left with the heated up Schumann resonance frequencies. And then the next day, not the next day, that night, the Mantrista movement, we worked to reduce that fire in the other dimensions with visualizations and mantras and musical notes and images. And by 8:50, same day, look at the US map. No red. I did not sketch Canada. Now, I've been doing this for months. So I know, because I've been watching myself, that we can count on the map, and we can count on what's happening due to what I'm doing on the map is verifiable. The heating up was verifiable. Just look at the news. Did it kind of drop off the volume of hatred unexpectedly? Somebody else needs to assess that. What I know is that the reality that I'm sketching in the other dimensions, it did. So you can reduce that extra fire in you with the same Fox sensory therapy videos, with the mantras, with going to the beach, going to the park, tub baths, visualizations, so that your life does not get screwed up, because extra fire is almost the worst thing that can happen to you. The only thing that can burn your mind strings is fire. And it's predicted that this particular cycle of the planet will end in fire. But it doesn't have to. Prophecy is to tell us where we're going to end up if we don't do something. So let's do something. And we did do something on the 10th at night, and it worked. So here we're going to do your horoscopes. Okay? I don't want to bore you with our achievements, but to achieve something like that today is not so easy. And it also helps to have faith that we're going to be able to make it out of this very difficult cycle. So we're doing the horoscopes, and from the well, it's from the 14th to the 20th, but I could see my title is correct at the top, but not there. So, what are the energies for you, starting with Aries? Ar- Aries is, yes, I'm stressed. Aries is a male sign and it is a fire sign, which means it's not easy. Aries, you have too much going on in terms of emotions, but you seem to be releasing negative emotions from your solar plexus, which is called the garbage can of emotions, but it's also the part of you that channels your personal power. So you're releasing negativity there, but you cannot feel very good. I would suggest getting into a lot of water so the water will help to release that less so that you can feel it less. And I would also do this mantra. You repeat it in silence, and you can go back and play the video back to be able to get the exact words. Please, God, help me with my intention to create a miraculous purification of my confusions. Okay, so you're confused, but you are knowing that, and that's good. This mantra is going to make a big difference. After you do it several times, you're going to feel a lot yet less confused, but continue to do it because I think that confusion has been, you have layer upon layer upon layer of confusions, Aries, and you're in the process of cleaning them up. So, congratulations. This is good. This is really good. Um, I'm not saying that you feel good now, but it's really good that you're in a process of detoxing rather than simply holding those negative emotions. The next sign is Taurus. Taurus is a female sign and it's an earth sign. Um, you made some kind of a decision, you're going for it, you're kind of congratulating yourself, your knees are buckling. I guess you made a big decision, you're kind of afraid, but you made the decision. And you're outside of your house, you're going to do it, you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Um, what do you need to know? That your knees are buckling, that you're afraid. So just do the mantra, even though I'm afraid. I love and accept myself. And maybe you should do the mantra, even though I'm afraid I'm going to be rejected. I love and accept myself. Because you know what you want, but maybe somebody else doesn't want for you to have it, or doesn't want to give it to you, or doesn't want to be with you. You're worried about that. I actually think that you've thought about this for so long that if there was 1% chance that somebody would turn you down on a project or a relationship, that you wouldn't have done it. I think you kind of know that this is going to go your way. But go ahead and do the mantra anyway. You're supposed to be doing even though I'm afraid, I love and accept myself every day till the end of your life, Taurus, because that's something the planets send you. A lot of fear. You're just too awake to the dangers, not just for you, but for everybody else and for the planet. It's just a worry wart. So do that mantra. It'll help you to be able to be emotionally stable so you can enjoy regular things like regular people. Okay? We all have issues, Taurus. It's not just you. Going on to the next sign, we have Gemini. Gemini, male sign, air sign. Gemini. Everything around you is swirling around. It's like a cartoon where the cartoon character is standing in the middle and then everything is moving and not everything in one direction. There's a little chaos here and there's a big chaos here and there's a chaos above you. And you're okay. You're just standing there because you know that this is a process that needed to happen. And all these points of chaos will eventually stop being chaotic and they will simply reveal what the truth is of a person, of a situation, of a dynamics. And you just simply have to wait. There's nothing, you can't reach out and help anybody. You can't reach out and stop something. It's in process. You're standing there, you're waiting, but you have a lot of confidence that this is going to end well. This is a good thing. But you know why this astrological read is a good thing? Because our president, Trump, is Gemini. And he is standing in the middle of many tornadoes of chaos. standing there, and if this read is accurate, and it should be, then he knows something we don't know, or he is full confident in himself, in his ability to create stability whenever all these different whirlwinds and tornadoes and storms can stop, and then the truth will be revealed, and then there will be a stability. So it's good news for all of us. This particular read for President Trump, and then for us that are underneath President Trump, this is a good thing. Continuing on to Cancer, which is a female sign, and it's a water sign. Water's emotions. Cancer, your solar plexus, which is personal power, is completely taken over by massive depression from several incarnations, from taking on depression from people around you and them not even knowing it. They feel better after they see you, and you feel like a little bit heavier, but you've done that for decades, incarnations. It's time to stop doing that. Perhaps you've stopped doing that, but now you have all of this in your solar plexus, which is the garbage can of emotions. You're full. So I do see it getting color yellow, which is the color it's supposed to be, which means that I think you've been working on this. But why don't you go ahead and do the mantra? Even though I'm depressed and want to die, I love and accept myself. And what does that mean? It means that you're depressed. And please, Cancer, don't tell me you're not, because that's part of being Cancer. That's why you have to do the depression mantra all day long, every day till you die, because the planet said you that. But the whole wanting to die is probably a transfer for other people. But if you do it, any of that that could have landed on you, or that could be self-initiated from within you, gets taken care of. Don't protest. Do the mantra. You'll feel better. And then you'll go, oh, okay. And then if you have a kid that's kind of like not really wanting to live so much, or you have a mate that's really over it and doesn't know how he's going to get out of this, dying might be a good thing. Getting sick and dying might be a good thing. A lot of people choose to die through illness or accidents because they don't want to continue. Because you choose when you're going to die and how you're going to die. But it's not your personality that chooses, it's your subconscious. So go ahead, even though I'm depressed and want to die, love and accept myself, Cancer. Don't deny, don't try to figure out where it came from. Just do it. You're going to feel better. Okay? Continuing on to the next sign. By the way, the United States is Cancer. Elon Musk is Cancer, and I'm Cancer. It applies, I think, to all three of us. Elon has been through an awful lot. Okay, continuing on. Leo is the next sign, and Leo is a fire sign, and it's a male sign. Leo. Too much emotions, but you're also releasing from your solar plexus, the garbage can of emotions, where you channel your personal power. You are releasing. So, Leo, I think you should continue with that mantra, even though I hate everybody and everything, because you're a fire sign. And you don't need it anywhere near as badly as you needed it months ago. Oh my God, that was overwhelming. What a feeling of victimization by everybody and everything. You're not feeling that way, but you are a fire sign. So you're going to be getting fire every day. The planet is on fire, fire transfers. Even though I hate everyone and everything, I love it except me, just keep doing it. You might want to do that also every day until the day you die, because you're a fire sign. So you're going to be attracting to you everybody else's fire. So just do the mantra and let it go. Do the mantra and it will release on its own. You just have to do the mantra. Okay? You're actually many times better than you've been for an awful long time, Leo. Okay? Next in line is Virgo, which is a female sign, and it's Earth. Mexico is Virgo. Virgo, you're bored and you just are going to drop it. Whatever you've been trying to fix, trying to take care of, trying to understand, you're just going to drop it. That's it. That's it. It's over. I'm dropping it. That's it. You don't need to tell anybody. But I see you looking up in the distance, and there's lights and there's movement, and you can see the sky, and it kind of looks good. Rather than recycling this hole that you're always dealing with, you're dropping your shovel walking away and looking to the distance and going, you know what, I need something different. This is a major change, Virgo. This is really, really, really good. This is really, really good. Virgos do not have it easy. They're perfectionists. When you're a perfectionist, it's a guarantee you're never going to be happy. And the people around you are going to be happy either. Because you would expect for them to do things perfectly. After all, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. Except that perfect doesn't exist. So you should work on that also to give yourself a chance to be able to enjoy things. Because there really is nothing on planet Earth that's perfect. If it was, we wouldn't need to be here. Okay? The next sign is Libra. Libra is an air sign and a male sign. I saw this also when I did the horoscopes in Spanish. You are as if somebody had taken a knife, and a particular type of knife. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. A synth, Synth, what they use for cutting wheat. That's has like a circle. It's a knife that's curved. I think it looks like somebody took that and whacked you, cut you apart. I would say rather vicious black magic. There's no other explanation for what it is that I'm seeing, Libra. Now, who do we know that's Libra? Kamala Harris. It would make sense with her, people trying to control her through black magic. And I know several people privately, but I don't know their lives enough to. But I can't get away from this image to change it so that it'll be more acceptable to you. That is what I see. So if you feel like you're totally falling apart at the seams and you can't seem to put one foot in front of the other and everything just totally, you might want to consider asking somebody to check with a specialist to see if maybe somebody has done some kind of magic on you. Okay? Sorry, but I have to give what it is I get. If not, then you should not trust me. I'm not going to be, what do they call them, a woke astrologer where everybody's wonderful and everything is so sweet. And then how the heck did we end up in this mess? Maybe because we didn't want to look at the dark stuff. Here, whatever it is that I get, I'm going to check. Okay. Scorpio is the next sign. Scorpio is a female sign and it's a water sign, which means emotions. Scorpios are here about karma, but they're here about delivering karma, helping other people to get their karma. Karma is like you get what you need because you're kind of asleep, got to figure something out. So, Scorpio, the images that I get is Scorpio looking for a symbol and finding the symbol, which is the swastika that moves in the direction of the movement of the hands of a clock, clockwise. And that, to have that symbol, which is the swastika, there's two, one that moves in one direction, one the other, and I don't remember which is the one that the Nazis used, but I suspect it's the one that moves in the same direction as the clock hands. That connects you to the sacred, to God, to magic, to market confidence. So Scorpio is looking to stimulate his confidence in his life. This is a good thing, Scorpio. I think Scorpio is still a little bit stuck, but he's looking to have the faith to make movements or the doors open automatically. So let's continue on to Sagittarius. Miami is Scorpio. Interesting, Miami. Sagittarius is a male sign and it is a fire sign, and they have not had an easy time. Sagittarius is not in a good place, backed up against the wall, very frightened, very alone, um, very afraid to move. And the image that I get is a person in a garage, the car's right there, and they're frightened and they're recycling this level of fear that's unbelievable. And what they need to do is get in the car, open the garage door, and move. And they're not doing that. They're just staying there, kind of like almost like waiting, like a victim, which Sagittarius have been for too long. Now, who do we know that's a Sag? Is the dictator of Venezuela, who has been, from what I have been able to see in the horoscopes, because I don't check him other than that, and whether he appears to be being victimized by the people around him. He's not where he wants to be. He wants to be gone, and he hasn't managed to get himself out of there. So it corresponds to what it is that I'm seeing. So, what is the mantra? Please, God, help me with my intention to create a miraculously graceful exit to this mess. He's in a mess because he doesn't just have the Venezuelans who pushed him out with their election results. He has his own people that don't want him to leave, even though they have to leave. So that's the mantra. And you can go and replay the video to get it, but it's a good mantra because it is a mess for a lot of people. Good luck, Sag. And I think that you really do need to get out of there, whether it's a person in the garage or if it's a dictator of Venezuela, because if you don't get out, I do think there's going to end up being some bloodshed. So do the mantra and have God guide you on that. Ask for the information in a dream. Okay? Continuing on. Capricorn is a female sign and it's an earth sign. Capricorn, you've been stressed for too long. You're holding a lot of congestion. Haven't You haven't breathed properly for a couple of years. So at the top of your chest, you have your thymus, and you have a lot of congestion there of stress, fear, rage. Excuse me. So I suggest you tap there and breathe into that area. It's your immune system, your thymus. A lot of contact with the nature, a lot of boating, beach, trees, parks, mountains, earth and water. And your mantra, you're emotionally and spiritually exhausted, Capricorn. So, but things are going to be fine from what I'm seeing. It's the exhaustion that debilitates the immune system. That's the thing that's being called to my attention in this particular read. So I would do, please God help me with my intention to create a miraculous purification of the stress. Miraculous purification of the stress. I don't want it to limit it just to the thymus, because there may be other areas of your body where you're weaker and that they're very stressed right now. So just miraculous purification of your stress. And that way you're going to reach more organs and more systems. And breathe. You haven't been breathing properly for a couple of years, and there's been good reason for that, but you're out of the woods. But a lot of people collapse once the crisis is over. And you're not going to do that, but you are limping a little bit in terms of emotional and spiritual exhaustion. So try the mantra. Aquarius is the next astrological sign, and it's a male sign and it's an air sign. And I'm getting the same image as I got when I did this in Spanish. You've got a book in your hand and you throw it against the wall. Then you go to pick up the book and it flips open to a page and you go, oh, that's interesting. And you go ahead and you sit down and you start to read what's on the page of the book that you just threw against the wall because you were so upset. But you're not upset anymore because you're reading what's on the page. Well, guess what, Aquarius? That's why you haven't made any decisions. That's why you sit around thinking, well, what's going on? The whole world's moving. Things are changing. People are doing stuff. And I'm just sitting here. Yes, you're just sitting there because you let anything distract you, Aquarius. You don't vitalize your intentions. You think about them. You desire things, but you don't vitalize them. You threw a book against the wall. You were so angry. You probably broke the spine of the book. But when you went to pick it up, you were just, oh, look, this looks interesting. And then gone. You're mentally gone. No mantra for you. Write down your intentions and put them in post notes or however it is that people do it today so that every time you turn around, you're seeing your intentions. And then when you see it, just stop, breathe, and do the mantra several times. Please, God, help me with my intention to miraculously purify my prosperity issues. That's one. Please, God, help me with my intention to miraculously understand what I need to do. Or purification mantra, even though I'm confused, I love it, accept whatever. But this disassociating that everything is so interesting, that is called, by the way, the monkey mind by in Buddhism. Because it jumps. Something moves and it jumps. Guess why a martial artist can break a board with his hand? Because that mind of his is totally under control. Everything is pointed towards that board and the intention to break it with his hand, which we all know that you can't break a board with your hand or a concrete block. Nobody can do that. Oh, yeah, a martial artist. Oh, yeah, that's right, a martial artist can. Why? Focused intention, which is what you do not have, Aquarius. So start to retrain your mind, okay? With what I suggest. Make your list of mantras, post note them, or however you want to do it to where you're seeing it all day long, and then stop every time you see it and do several. And then get into the habit of having a Buddhist rosary or a Catholic rosary or whatever you want near you and have little sessions. Maybe you'll do 15, maybe you'll do 30. Several times a day, they add up and they make a huge difference in training your mind to stop jumping at everything and to start redirecting your vitality to energize your intentions. Enough, Aquarius. The next sign is Pisces. Pisces is a female sign and it is a water sign. Pisces, you're totally awake. And whereas normally Pisces don't want to see anything, it doesn't matter if it's awful or it's great. They don't want to see it because they don't want to suffer, because Pisces have been in too many incarnations when they've seen too much suffering. They don't want it anymore. That's it. They don't want it anymore. They don't want to see it. So they shut down. Pisces woke up. Pisces came out of whatever shell or whatever box they were in, protecting themselves. Pisces can now see everything. And Pisces is not trying to tell everybody what to do. But Pisces, when Pisces is seeing something now, they're saying it. And so you could be like in your home, or Pisces is sitting in the kitchen and you're going to do this and okay, bye. And Pisces is going, and where are you going? I think I'm going to go such a big, but I thought I told you that I did not want you to go there. Well, but the person thought that Pisces would forget. The person thought that Pisces wouldn't notice. The Pisces employer is going to surprise his employees because he's going to be saying, it's been 6 weeks since you've done this task that you're supposed to do twice a week. And the person is going to be, because the person hasn't done it for 6 months. And Pisces never saw that. Pisces is seeing it now, is going to see it now, and is going to call you on it. So Pisces, completely different. Nobody's going to be getting away with murder. But if you have a Pisces near you, you now know that you have somebody who's paying attention and who's going to be pushing in the same direction with you, and who's going to be sharing things that they would have never shared before, will be very good, because Pisces are very secretive. So that's it. Those are the horoscopes for the 14th to the 20th of July, 2025. And the planet is under a psychotronic attack from ETs. I do believe that Trump is aware of this. Whether he's going to ever admit to it or not, it doesn't really matter. But you need to make sure that your fire is under control and that you know how to reduce it when we're under continuous attack right now since Saturday. Um, but you can reduce the fire with the Mantrista sensory therapy music videos, which are free. They're 10 hours long. They're very beautiful. And the spaces that they are in playing receives the images on these videos, which substitutes the images of war and killing and raping and maim and fighting and the potential of nuclear war. All those images are filling our spaces because we bring them into our spaces, our home via the internet, via TV and computers. So this substitutes it, the frequencies of the music, puts out fire, etc. There are things that you can do and they work. And I think that you should find out where's the closest salt room in the city that you live in or where you live. And I suggest you go try it out, because if you check yourself before you go into the salt room and you check yourself later on that night or the next day, you should find yourself feeling many times better, because salt rooms add the element of earth to your assemblage of bodies, to your spirit, your mind. And in the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic, it does not say deliver us from evil. We're living in a world full of evil now. But the Lord's Prayer does not say deliver us from evil. It says help us to be in the present, which means help us to be grounded and landed, which means, in terms of the elements, help us to have enough of the earth element. Because if you have enough of the earth element, you are awake to what's happening on the physical dimension, which is the earth element. So if you want to have less frightening happenings, sleep better, less violence, you need to augment the earth element. And it can be fun. You go to the mountains, you go to the park, you take a walk, and oh my God, I came back. I feel so much less stressed, which means your organs are less stressed. So, anyway, I'm not going to go into more of that. Thank you for joining me. I'm Francis Fox. This was News from Other Dimensions. It was your horoscopes delivered via remote viewing. Thank you for joining me.